All right, this is the continuation of section 3.3, starting out. If I can get it, number 16. He's asking us to just graph these. And what he intended to do is for us to find the vertex of the function and then look at the graphs and then find out which one had the right vertex. But it's just as easy for us just to graph it and use the technology. So starting out here, I got y equal to x squared minus 2x and minus 6 and hitting graph, and I try to match that up with what I see, and obviously this guy here is letter D. There's nothing else that even looks like letter D from what we've got here. So letter D, excuse me a second here as I stumble around. Number 16, letter D. All right. Number 17, let me go to y equals and clear this off. Slide this up a little bit. 2x squared minus 2x and what, a minus 8 and hitting graph. And as we can see, nothing else looks like this but letter A. This is number 19. It's number 17, excuse me, letter A. There you see it right there. All right. Nothing else even comes close. So, looking pretty good. Number 18. Let's see what we got. Y equals, let me clear this off, and minus. So make sure you're using the right sign, the minus, not the subtract. Minus 2x squared plus 2x plus 2. And hit graph. And which one does this look like? Number 18. And it sure looks like we've got letter C here for number 18. This looks just like letter C. If I put it right next to it here, you can see your vertex is in the first quadrant. All right. Now here we've done these increasing and decreasing. And he wants us to revisit it. So here again, the idea was to find the vertex, but it's just as easy for us to graph these things and find out where it's increasing and decreasing. So we got y equals number 19. Let me clear this off. We got x squared minus 14x and plus 13. And let's hit graph. Now what happens is, you're not seeing the entire graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check it. I could do a zoom fit, but I'm going to change my window. I don't want to see these values to the left of 0. So I'm going to go to my window here, and I want to see a lot more on my y-axis. All right, I want to see at least 13. All right, so if I put in 0 here, well, I probably want to see more than that. I actually want to see, let me do this first of all. Let me change my x min. Let's say I want to make it 0. And my y min, let me go down to, let's say, minus 20. And just see what this looks like. All right, so here again, I'm not seeing what I want to see. I'm not seeing any more. I want to see more of the y-axis. So let me go to window and make this, let's say, maybe minus 40. And let's take a peek at it now. All right. Yeah, so I'm seeing here, let's see if I count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, right there is. Here's a way I can show you how to find out that the x value of your vertex is 7. All right, I'm kind of like eyeballing it here because I'm looking at the answer. So I know it's kind of decreasing from way out here to at negative infinity. It stops decreasing at 7, and then it increases from 7 all the way out to positive infinity. So 19 I'm zeroing in on letter B, all right? Decreasing from negative infinity all the way to 7, and from 7 all the way out to positive infinity. Let me just show you how you can find that point here. If I do this, if I go to second function and I hit the trace key, I'm looking for a minimum point. All right, so he says left bound. I know my minimum is there. So where I am now, I'm to the left of it. All right, I can right arrow. My point's there, so this little flashing X is to the left of it. I'm going to hit enter. And then he says, well, go to the right. I want to go I'm right arrowing, and I want to go to the right of this point that I assume is the low point, the minimum point. I'm to the right of it now. Anyways, up here would be to the right. That's great right there. Hit enter, and he says, guess. Well, I don't want to guess. He thinks about it, then he tells me, hey, the y value is negative 38, but more importantly, the x value was 7. So it's decreasing from negative infinity to 7, and from 7 all the way to positive infinity. It's increasing letter B. That's kind of a way of doing it, zeroing in. I haven't talked about that much, but what I want to do now is go to my zoom and go to number 6 standard window. Puts it back to where I want. Let me clear this off, and hopefully this one here shows up a little better without me playing around with the window. 2x and then plus 8 and hitting graph. All right, so we got number 20. This value here I know is negative 1. Reason being, here again, let me do this. Let me zero in on this. You go to my window, and maybe I want to see from maybe only minus 5 to, say, positive 5. Let me see how that looks. All right, so I know that value there is negative 1. And once again, I could do this. I could go to second function, hit my trace key. I know that's a minimum point. The parabola opens upward. He says he wants me to be to the left. I'm right arrowing, and right there is about negative 1. So I want to go to the left of that. That's to the left. And now he says to the right. So there's the point I'm looking for. I want to go to the right of that. That's to the right. Anything, I can keep on going. Anything, keep on going, it's going to be to the right. And then he says the guess. And that tells me my minimum point is negative 1. So it's decreasing from negative infinity all the way to negative 1. All right, decreasing from negative 1, number 20. Decreasing from 1, I'm sorry. Decreasing from negative infinity to 1. And why is this guy telling me? Letter B, decreasing from 1 to infinity. Oh, let me see if I get the right graph here. Well, yeah, that would help if I had the right one. A negative sign there. So watch this. I'm going to go second function. I'm going to hit the delete key. And that will allow me to put a negative sign in there. All right. So now let me graph this. Much better. Helps if you put the minus sign in. All right. So once again, I kind of figure out this is 1. So it's increasing from negative infinity all the way to positive 1. And from 1 all the way out to positive infinity, it's decreasing. So that's why it's letter B. Once again, if I wanted to zero in on that point, I could hit second function, the trace key. It's a maximum point. And he says left. All right, where this thing is clicking, that's the point we're looking for. So I am to the left of it. All right, that's to the left. All these points are to the left. This doesn't make which one I choose. Hit enter. He says, now I want you to be to the right of the target point. So there's the point I'm looking for. So I want to go to the right of it. Make sure I'm to the right. Yeah, okay, I'm way to the right. Hit enter. Hit enter again, and it zeroes in on my maximum value 1, and then my y value would be 9 here. And why it's giving me that, I really don't know. All right, so here again, number 20. increasing from negative infinity to positive 1, and from positive 1 to positive infinity, it's decreasing. 20, letter B. Okay, all right.